Research. Assignment 01. Explain the meaning and characteristics of qualitative research. Discuss how qualitative research is different from quantitative research. A qualitative research is a methodological approach used in the social sciences and various other fields to explore and understand complex phenomena through a deeper examination of people's thoughts, behaviors, experiences, and contexts. Unlike quantitative research that focuses on numerical data and statistical analysis, qualitative research emphasizes the collection and analysis of non-numerical data, such as textual, visual, or verbal information, to uncover patterns, meanings, and underlying motivations. This approach provides insights into the subjective aspects of human experiences that cannot be easily captured by numbers alone. Here are some key characteristics of qualitative research and a comparison with quantitative research. Subjective nature and contextual understanding. Qualitative research aims to understand the context in which behaviors, attitudes, and experiences occur. Researchers delve into the lived experiences of participants and examine the intricate details that contribute to their perspectives. This contextual understanding allows researchers to explore the why and how behind certain phenomena. Open-ended data collection. Qualitative research involves open-ended data collection methods such as interviews, focus groups, participant observation, and content analysis. These methods encourage participants to express themselves freely, enabling researchers to capture rich and nuanced data. Small sample sizes. Qualitative research typically involves smaller sample sizes compared to quantitative research. The focus is on in-depth analysis of a few cases to gain a deeper understanding rather than generalizing findings to a larger population. Flexibility and emergent design. Qualitative research is characterized by its flexible and iterative nature. Researchers often adjust their research questions and methods as new insights emerge during data collection and analysis. This adaptability allows for a more exploratory and organic approach. Thick description and rich data. Qualitative research produces thick descriptions that provide a detailed account of the research context, participants' backgrounds, and the intricacies of their experiences. This thick description and rich data. Qualitative research produces thick descriptions that provide a detailed account of the research context, participants' backgrounds, and the intricacies of their experiences. This richness of data helps readers to better grasp the phenomena being studied. Inductive analysis. Qualitative data analysis involves inductive reasoning, where researchers identify patterns, themes, and categories that emerge from the data itself. This contrasts with the deductive approach of quantitative research, where hypotheses are tested using predefined variables. Emphasis on validity and credibility. Qualitative research focuses on establishing the validity and credibility of findings by ensuring that the research design, data collection, and analysis processes are transparent, rigorous, and well documented. Researchers often use techniques like member checking and triangulation to enhance the trustworthiness of their interpretations. In contrast, quantitative research is primarily concerned with measuring phenomena through numerical data and statistical analysis. It aims to establish relationships between variables, make predictions, and generalize findings to larger populations. Unlike qualitative research, quantitative research employs structured data collection methods such as surveys, experiments, and statistical analysis techniques to test hypotheses and quantify patterns. In summary, qualitative research and quantitative research differ in their approaches to data collection, analysis, and interpretation. Qualitative research focuses on understanding the complexity of human experiences and behaviors within their contexts, while quantitative research emphasizes measurement, statistical analysis, and generalizability. Both approaches have their strengths and limitations, and the choice between them depends on the research questions, goals, and the nature of the phenomenon being studied. Explain the meaning and importance of review of related literature. Describe how you will carry out review of related literature for a research study in education. ANS.B Review of related literature, meaning and importance. The review of related literature is an integral component of any research study, including those in the field of education. It involves systematically examining the existing body of knowledge, research, and scholarly works relevant to the research topic or question at hand. This process serves multiple purposes, including contextualization. A thorough review of related literature provides a comprehensive understanding of the research's background, historical development, and the existing state of knowledge in the chosen area of study. This context helps the researcher identify gaps, trends, and areas that require further exploration. Theoretical framework. Literature review helps in establishing the theoretical framework for the research. By analyzing previous studies, researchers can identify and adopt relevant theories, models, and concepts that can guide their own study's design and analysis. Identifying gaps. Through the review process, researchers can identify gaps or unresolved questions in the existing literature. These gaps present opportunities for original research and contribute to the advancement of knowledge. Avoiding duplication. An extensive literature review prevents duplication of efforts. It ensures that the proposed research contributes something new to the field and does not merely replicate previous studies. Refining research questions. The insights gained from the review of related literature can help refine research questions, making them more focused, relevant, and aligned with the current state of knowledge. Methodological guidance. Researchers can learn from the methodologies employed in previous studies. They can identify successful methods and techniques, as well as potential pitfalls to avoid. Supporting hypotheses or claims. A robust literature review lends support to the hypotheses, claims, or arguments put forth in the research study. It demonstrates that the research is grounded in existing scholarship and not based on unfounded assumptions. Building credibility. Demonstrating familiarity with the relevant literature enhances the researcher's credibility. It shows that the study is well informed and contributes to the ongoing academic discourse. Carrying out a review of related literature in education research. To conduct a thorough review of related literature for a research study in education, the following steps can be taken. Defining the scope. Clearly define the scope of the literature review. Identify the key themes, concepts, and variables related to the research study. This helps in maintaining focus and avoiding information overload. Search strategy. Develop a systematic search strategy to identify relevant literature. Utilize academic databases, libraries, and online repositories. Use relevant keywords, synonyms, and Boolean operators to refine searches. Inclusion and exclusion criteria. Establish criteria for including or excluding sources. These criteria might include publication date, research methodologies, relevance to the research question, and credibility of the source. Critical analysis. Critically evaluate the selected sources. Assess the quality of research design, methodology, and findings. Compare and contrast different studies to identify trends, inconsistencies, and gaps. Synthesis. Organize the information gathered into thematic categories. Summarize the main findings of each study and highlight their contributions to the field. Identify areas of consensus and disagreement. Identifying gaps. Based on the synthesized information, identify gaps or areas where further research is needed. This could involve unresolved questions, contradictory findings, or emerging trends. Theoretical framework. Determine the theoretical frameworks, models, and concepts that have been used in previous studies. Assess their applicability to your research and consider adopting or adapting them. Writing the literature review. Organize the literature review logically, starting with an introduction that outlines the purpose and scope. Present the findings thematically and conclude by highlighting the gaps and the rationale for your research. Citation and referencing. Ensure proper citation and referencing of all sources used in the literature review. This is crucial for acknowledging the original authors and avoiding plagiarism. Continuous iteration. A literature review is not a one-time activity. As the research progresses, continually update the review to incorporate new studies and insights that become available. In conclusion, the review of related literature is a foundational step in any research study, offering a deeper understanding of the research context, informing the theoretical framework, and guiding the research design. In education research, this process is essential for building on existing knowledge, identifying gaps, and contributing to the improvement of educational practices and policies. Identify a problem you have experienced in school or higher education system in India. Prepare a detailed proposal for conducting research study on the same problem. ANS.C title, Enhancing Digital Literacy Education in the Indian Higher Education System. Problem statement. One significant issue in the Indian higher education system is the inadequate emphasis on digital literacy education. As technology becomes increasingly integral to various aspects of our lives, the lack of comprehensive digital literacy skills among students hampers their academic and professional development. This problem is particularly acute in India, where a significant digital divide exists, hindering equitable access to technology and digital resources. This research proposal aims to investigate the current state of digital literacy education in the Indian higher education system and suggests strategies for its enhancement. Research objectives. To assess the current levels of digital literacy among students in Indian higher education institutions. To identify the key challenges faced by educators in integrating digital literacy education into the curriculum. To explore the impact of the digital divide on students' access to digital resources and its consequent effect on their learning outcomes. To examine successful international models of digital literacy education and their potential applicability to the Indian context. To develop recommendations and guidelines for integrating effective digital literacy education within the Indian higher education system. Research methodology. Literature review. Conduct an extensive review of existing literature on digital literacy education, focusing on both international and Indian contexts. This will provide insights into best practices, challenges, and potential strategies for improving digital literacy education in India. Surveys and questionnaires. Administer surveys and questionnaires to students in a diverse range of Indian higher education institutions. These surveys will assess their current level of digital literacy, access to technology, and their perceptions of the role of digital skills in their academic and future professional endeavors. Interviews and focus groups. Conduct interviews with educators, administrators, and industry experts to understand their perspectives on digital literacy education. Organize focus groups to delve deeper into challenges faced in implementing digital literacy initiatives. Case studies. Select a few higher education institutions that have successfully integrated digital literacy into their curriculum. Conduct in-depth case studies to identify their strategies, challenges faced, and outcomes achieved. Comparative analysis. Compare successful international models of digital literacy education, such as those from Scandinavian countries and Singapore, to contextualize their applicability in the Indian scenario. Recommendation development. Based on the research findings, develop a set of recommendations and guidelines for higher education institutions in India to enhance digital literacy education. These recommendations will cover curriculum design, teacher training, technology infrastructure, and strategies to bridge the digital divide. Expected outcomes. A comprehensive understanding of the current state of digital literacy education in Indian higher education institutions. Identification of key challenges faced by educators and students regarding digital literacy. Insights into the impact of the digital divide on students' learning outcomes and access to resources. Best practices and strategies for successful integration of digital literacy education, informed by international models. Concrete recommendations and guidelines for Indian higher education institutions to enhance digital literacy education. Significance and implications. This research study holds immense significance in addressing the pressing need for digital literacy education in the Indian higher education system. By enhancing students' digital literacy skills, we can empower them to effectively navigate the digital landscape, enhance their employability, and contribute meaningfully to a technologically advanced society. Additionally, bridging the digital divide will promote inclusivity and equitable access to educational resources. The recommendations derived from this study can guide policymakers, educators, and administrators in redesigning curriculum and pedagogical approaches to equip students with the essential digital skills required for the 21st century world.